Thank you. This is the first reading I've given for 2 years, I think. The last one I gave was at Baylor University in Texas, and the only reason I agreed to do it was because I was interested to visit Waco. Entirely because I wanted to see where the Branch Davidians had been massacred and where 2 motorcycle gangs had fought it out on a parking lot outside Bed Bath & Beyond. That was quite an interesting trip. However, I grew up a very long way from Waco, Texas, and indeed from Middletown, Connecticut. I grew up in an industrial city in the north of England, most of the time during the Second World War and after it, when it was a very broken down and somewhat dismal place, although I had a very enjoyable childhood. And I suppose although I left school at 14, I was rather well educated by the BBC, by the Sunday school I attended, and by the local library. But it strikes me that not only the dust of books, but the dust of the streets affected me a lot. And in those days, the streets were very busy with people. For one thing, there'd been severe petrol rationing all through the war and afterwards, so there were few cars about. And also, there were lots and lots of children playing out in the street before the years of television, of course. And so as much as I was affected by things like popular songs and so forth, I was also affected by the rhymes and chants that children used to sing as they jumped rope and skipped and ran about and bounced and so on. In fact, one of the first things I wrote was a bouncing song. So this is a child's bouncing song. And it has sometimes been mistaken for an anonymous poem since then, to my pleasure, but actually I wrote it. And it's I'm interested in technical matters, not that any of you are, but it's written in, most English verse is written in what they call the iambic metre, which is di-dur, 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 di-dur. But there's also a more unusual metre called trochaic, which is da-dur, 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 da-dur. And this is written in trochaic verse. Molly Vickers wets her knickers. George's father's big and black. Cream on Sunday, milk on Monday. I'm the cock of all the back. Tell me who's a bigger boozer. Mr. Baker beats them all. From his lorry, watch him hurry. Touch the ground and touch the wall. Who are the gentry down our entry? Mrs. Smith's got 2 TVs. What if her coat is a fur coat? All her kids are full of fleas. Joan loves Harry. Jack will marry Edna when they both grow up. I'll announce it. Bounce, bounce, bounce it. Our dog Whiskers had a pup. High and low and to and fro and down the street and up the hill, Mrs. Cuthbert's husband snuffed it. She got nothing from his will. Mr. Shirley's sister won a prize on Blackpool prom. Mamm'll smother our kid brother when the school inspectors come. Skip and hopping, I'm off shopping. Tuesday night, it's chips for tea. Please to take this ball and make this song of bouncing song for me. Yeah.